Old soul, young world.
But when it's of true positive nature and manifestation,
Old souls, young souls, and all my damn souls in between.
search deeper, dive deeper, and be like, yo,
Old soul, young world.
Old souls, young souls, and all my damn souls in between. Welcome back to Old Soul in the Young World with your host, Jesse Ellie. Woo! Y'all, buckle up, get ready. We have a hilarious individual on the show today. Somebody who travels between Boston, New York, Philly, who is a New York Queens native, the Italian stallion himself. Welcome to the show, Joey Porkchopz from Porkchopz Comedy. What up?
What up?
Hey!
Everybody knows I'm Italian.
This has been a long time coming. I'm very excited to have you. Thank
Yes.
you so much for coming
I'm
on.
excited to be here.
Can I fill your cup for you?
Absolutely.
Hey, appreciate that.
Throwing it up.
But you
To the
know,
host.
I gave my little spiel. I'll let you give yours. Can you let the people know who and what you're currently doing with yourself?
Nice. So, my name is Billy Bob Joe. Down on the farm. Wrestling some cattle.
If you don't have a sense of humor, turn this podcast off now.
If you're sensitive in any way, you should probably...
Trigger warning, trigger warning.
Yeah, 100%. You know, it's going to be one of those things.
Oh, man.
I'm an Italian from New York. You can't expect anything good to happen. That's all I'm going to say. You know, look what happened with Fauci. You see what happened there.
We don't like to
right?
talk about him. He doesn't represent our culture very well, okay? We'll leave his name out of it.
I got to weed out the people who don't belong here.
So if you're still here, you should stick around.
Yeah, we don't care about anything Fauci.
Like I said, you're from Queens, New York.
I am from Queens, New York.
100% Italian?
Sicilian.
Sicilian all the way?
All the
Okay,
way.
okay.
Absolutely.
And how long have you been doing comedy?
So I've been doing comedy now 3 years.
Oh.
I've been doing comedy.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So you're recent.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I know.
That's so crazy because I feel like with your personality, with your comedy where you're at, and like the following, like you've gone viral so many times, you would think that you've been doing it since you were like...
Well, see, here's the thing, right? So professionally,
Uh-huh.
on stage, I've been doing it for 3 years.
Got you.
But I mean, I've been doing comedy my whole life.
Yeah.
Like realistically, like I was the little kid on the big picnic table telling jokes, and you know what I'm saying? Like it was just I've always been funny.
Yeah.
You know, I was the funny one growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, you know, it just so happens the way I tell a story ends up being a joke. And like a professionally written joke.
Yeah.
And you know what got me started is Clubhouse.
Okay.
So
Like
they're
the app or?
Yeah, the app Clubhouse.
Okay.
So it happened during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So my cousin is kid Little Mo Mozzarella. He's a big social
Mo
media.
Mozzarella!
Yeah.
Hey, shout out Mo Mozzarella.
How you doing? All right, so we got Little Mo Mozzarella. So the thing is, he like during the pandemic, you know, blew up. Yeah. And my whole thing is I used to help him. I helped him write content, give him ideas, because I really wasn't into social media like that. Mm-hmm. So he's like, oh, you got to get on this app, Clubhouse. Yeah. So he invited me on because it was an invite. So, you know, the thing is there was a lot of famous people on there.
Yeah.
And at first, I didn't know. The thing is, I just seen big names like Jeff Frost, Whitney Cummings, like all these names, right?
Right.
And I'm like, that's not really them. So I'm like being abusive in these rose rooms. I'm kind of being a dick, but I'm being funny, right?
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, yo, who are you? How come we never heard of you?
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know. How come you never heard of me? And then they're like, oh, that set was killer. How come we never seen you in the circuit? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what set? What circuit? Like, and you know, long story short, or long story even longer. No, they just were like, yo, you need to get into this. Mm-hmm. So then I met a couple of people like this guy Marty Kolner and this other guy, Taran Vengazri. Mm-hmm. They're Taran's in LA.
And is this when you were in New York still?
Yeah. Okay. So I was in New York at the time. So but this is all on Clubhouse virtually. Mm-hmm. So like we're doing these big rooms, right? Like there's like 7,000 people.
So is it like a virtual comedy show type shit?
Yeah, what it was is like, all right, so the way we set up the platform, it's like you make a room, let's just say, title anything you want, right? And then you have people that come up, they're moderators. You have people in the audience. Mm-hmm. So the people that come up to the stage, you could speak. you have Mike, you speak. The people in the audience couldn't say anything. They just sat and listened. So we would just do comedy shows like that, roast rooms, everything, to that extent.
Yeah.
And we did a lot, like it was called Hot on the Mic, Leah Lamar.
Okay.
So she was like popping during the pandemic. She built a huge thing on Clubhouse for comedy. It was massive. She had every comedian performing. And every day they do something different. So, that's really where I got started going up, just being funny. But, it's, even though it was virtual, it was still, to me, you're talking to people, you're making them laugh.
But it gives you a platform, too, where you're on with people who you would never meet in regular life,
Right.
or just that little connection where it's like you could be seen
Right.
without, having to go out to all those shows or do whatever.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a pro, even though it was a con of a time in life. That was a pro for you.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I love the pandemic. I think it was the best thing.
Oh, you love COVID?
It was not COVID. The pandemic was great. You got
Yeah.
handy money. You didn't have to go to work.
Yo,
It was
I
great.
made I got savings. I was furloughed from my job that I hated. I racked that shit up. I was building the podcast, racking up my money.
Yo, you know
Not
how
for
much-
everyone, sorry, not to be insensitive if you lost somebody, we feel for you, for real.
But I mean, everybody's gonna die eventually. I'm just saying.
He said it, not me, but it's true.
I mean, even me right now, I'm dying. I don't know if anyone knows this. Let me tell you all today. I'm dying.
Hey, the
When
day
and
we're
where?
born,
I don't know.
we're dying.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, we're here very limited. We gotta enjoy it.
ooh, what did you say?
We're here. It's very limited. We have to enjoy it.
I know that my producers are smiling in there because something that I say on the show is called LLL, which is limited life left. And what does that concept mean to you? Whether you're a comedian, an entrepreneur, an artist, your days aren't guaranteed. There is limited life left. If you're gonna, go out with a bang tomorrow, make someone laugh today, do your purpose today, keep being who you are today, because it's not guaranteed. So, not to turn it on a serious note,
No.
but for
I mean,
real.
listen. Time is one of the most valuable things in the world to me. You can't get it back.
Oof.
And my time means everything to me. So I'm always, people are like, how are you always doing this? Driving here, going there. I'm like, because I can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's that simple.
Right.
And the day I can't, I'll probably be dead. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's just what it is. You got to keep it moving. I'm not a person who looks in the past. I'm kind of weird in that sense where I don't look in the past
Well,
at
that's
all.
very rare because people are constantly usually.
Yeah, no. Everything, my blinders are on. I'm always looking forward. The only thing I use my past for is mistakes, what to learn and how to be better and how to make it better. Because here's the thing, no one's going to make it the first time. And if you do, God bless you. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
It's what it is. But it's, there's, my boy Taran always says this. He's like, you could fuck your way to the middle. You can never fuck your way to the top. It's impossible. You have to have talent. You have to bring it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there has to be
that's the
some
truth.
layer of talent,
Yeah,
for
so
sure. Mm-hmm.
time is a very valuable commodity. And I use my time very preciously, and everything's no matter how crazy I may seem, I'm very strategic when it comes to my time.
Yeah.
Always.
It seems like that. I feel like when we were talking before the show, you're super calculated about when you're traveling, when you're in Boston, when you're going to New York, how you're planning your shows out to make sure you're doing the work-life balance thing.
100%.
But I do want to ask you a question. So, do you want to finish your room?
Oh, yeah. So anyway, long story short, this is really long story short. I started popping, and here I am, a comedian.
And shout out, now he's on Also Young World. You already know. But I do want to say, you're talking about your past, not looking back at your past, and how people, you do have to go through those steps and those phases to be where you are now.
Yeah.
Even if you don't look at it every day, it's a reflection to be how do I be a better me, or how do I be better at something I'm pursuing? Was there a time in your past that you can think of when you were starting to do live comedy that you completely bombed on stage? And could you let us know how you dealt with that, or what that situation looked like?
Yeah, so one time I didn't bomb, but I was like,
are you sure?
yes.
Because you're talking about it. So.
Yeah, no, so here's the thing. So the thing is, I know this might sound very egotistical, conceited, even crazy, but I don't think I could bomb on stage. Because my thing is, I could read a room and I'll pivot. And I have so much material. I'm not locked into this is what I'm gonna say next, and then like I'll read the room, own it, and jump into something else.
Right.
I'll just basically throw shit at the wall till I get reactions and feed off that.
Facts.
But one time I'm doing a show with Mike Marino. It's my boy Mike. What's up, buddy? Mike Marino Live. You should check him out. Welcome to the family tour.
Shout out, Mikey.
Funny dude. So I'm on stage. I'm doing a show, and it's a theater. It's the first theater I've ever done, and it was a little bit different compared to a club. People are like very close to you.
Yeah.
It's more. It's just like it's a different vibe, right? And now even the sound is different because in the theater it kind of echoes.
Oh yeah.
There's like a little time delay, and I talk fast.
Oh, that would drive me nuts.
Yeah, so it was like kind of throwing me off. So I felt like I had to slow down, and when I slow down, if I'm looking to go fast, I'm not being me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it seems forced.
Yeah.
So I'm doing it. People laugh and everything like that. And all of a sudden, I always have a toothpick. I dropped my toothpick. My mind went blank. I swear I couldn't. I had no idea what I was talking about, what I was going to say next, what I even just said. I just literally blanked. Like in that split second, I looked down at the toothpick. I looked at the crowd. I looked over at the side door off the stage, and I'm like, I don't even know any of these fucking people. I'll just leave. I don't even care. Like, I swear to God, that's what went through my head.
Did you leave?
No.
He's like, no, I stood there in silence for 5 more minutes.
That's what went through my mind. I was just like, fuck these. Like, this is the thing. I do comedy because I love it.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? If you feel better during it and I make you feel great, that's great. That's what comedy is.
Yeah.
But if you don't like it, I don't give a shit. Like, go fuck yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you're not my people.
Yeah,
so.
like I'm not here for you.
Right. I didn't invite you. I didn't tell you to buy the ticket and come and see me.
For
You
real.
made that decision on your own.
Yeah.
But then after, whatever, I look over, I look down, and I'm like, I can't be a pussy, right? So I just looked down at the toothpick, and I was like, can we all have a moment of silence? And I did the sign of the cross, and everybody just started dying laughing. I was like, it's an Italian thing, this and that. And then I just started going into, I just started talking until I somehow segued back into that joke. I cut out a lot of it, but I kind of hit him with the punchline. And I was like, just to sum it all up. And I hit him with that. I caught everybody, got everybody right back feeling good again. And then I just went into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's the way that you learn, though.
Yeah.
But it's like, you have to take those moments of that some would look at as failure, like a dropped toothpick. It's like that could throw somebody off. You could have walked out.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was going to happen.
Exactly.
I couldn't even understand, I never went blank on stage. How did this?
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
But you used it to your advantage, so that's lit.
Last second.
Yeah. And you say you never run out of content. I find that to be so fascinating. I feel like it will be not difficult, but a lot of people don't have that funny bone where it's just you can relate anything to a joke or comedy or be able to make fun of yourself.
Right.
And you have to have a tough skin to even be in comedy, because if not, you're going to be standing there. People are going to be fucking crickets or like you said, hecklers in the front row, and you just have to ignore it. For any young comedians coming up right now, right, getting into the game, you started about 4 years ago, but let's say we're talking about early 20s, somebody starting in their teenagers. What would you say about the confidence factor and just not letting that shit get to you about having tough skin?
I mean, it's like everything else. It's reps, right?
Yeah.
The more you get up there, the better you become. That's just a fact. You know what I mean? No one gets up there their first time and just does good. You
For
saw
sure.
me. But what I'm saying, my first time I did 15 minutes. Everyone thought I did 5 years. You have to understand.
Throw it in everyone's
I
face.
did, yeah, whatever. I'm just saying, right? But I was still as nervous because I knew it was my first time on stage.
Yeah.
In fact, there was way more pressure on me because everyone's expecting all of this. When you're new and you're young, no one's really expecting you to be funny. Especially when you're young, you have that friend support, right? Your friends come. This one, let's all go, make it a night, right? Not they want to support you, but it's an excuse to go out and get fucked
Exactly.
up, right?
Yeah.
It both goes hand in hand and works, right?
Yeah.
So it's you have that on your side. You know what I mean? It's just about getting reps. Just who cares what people tell you? Right. If people don't think you're funny, you're not for them.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Right.
You'll find people that will think you're funny, but my big thing is if people haven't been telling you your whole life you should be a comedian, you probably shouldn't be a comedian. like if someone's been telling you, if you are the funny one, and try it out. Like learn how to write, because it's not just about people understand too. Business, it's a business. It's a business. It's show business. It's comedy.
Ooh. Love that.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's a business. So, you hear so many people in the business like, man, that guy was so funny. How come none, what happened to him? How come he never did anything? Because it's not just about being funny.
Right.
Right? You're only as valuable as the seats you can fill.
Right.
So it's about marketing. It's about branding.
And who you surround yourself with too, like your networking.
100%.
And you just remind me, if you don't mind me interrupting, but like I learned about this over the last year, and I was so blown away because I grew up knowing Dane Cook. I don't know if you watched Dane Cook So I got into him. I thought he was funny, whatever, and then he fell off. And like it's years and years and years later to the point where I didn't even realize Dane Cook fell off because a comedian drops, more come up, like the cycle keeps rolling, whatever. Come to find out, Dane Cook had hired his brother to be his main financial manager, and the brother stole hundreds of thousands of dollars without Dane knowing, and it put him in this compromised position. So it pretty much it threw him off his career. So it's something as little as that, it can be comedy, it can be fun and games, all of that, but you also have to watch your back. And you have to be careful who you're working with.
You can't trust anybody.
You can't trust nobody.
I don't care who it is. And you just don't trust anyone. That's it.
Yeah.
No one will ever look out for you the way you're going to look out for you.
100%. Even family. That's a point proven.
Because here's the thing. Everyone has their own personal, financial gain in it.
Right.
Or even any kind of gain in it. You know what I mean? Everyone wants to be the main character of the story.
Your fame is others' gain.
100%.
So.
And here's a funny story about Dane Cook. So Dane,
that's a story about Dane Cook? Okay.
So even he got out of movies, but he still did comedy. Right? He still did stand up.
Sorry, I meant to 360 it. So I went to a show at TD Garden last year, and he came out as a feature. Was it Chappelle? Yeah, it was Chappelle. And he came out as a feature. So I was like, the fuck are you doing back in Boston?
See, now we go back. The guy Marty Colner I mentioned. So Marty was very good friends with Dane.
No way.
Yeah, so Marty Colner, he produced every HBO comedy special there ever was.
Holy shit.
For everyone, going back to George Carlin, Chris Rock, Tracy Morgan, Dane Cook, right? All these people. And he was actually
behind the scenes.
Right, he was the one that was like, I want you, him and the guy Tehran were, to which Tehran is my mentor now, which is small world, he's the best. But they were like, yo, I want you to write a joke, 5 minutes. Just write 5 minutes, and then you're going to come back and do this on a talent show. And I said, okay. Now, talent show, there's 5,000 people in the audience, right? I do my first 2 jokes I've ever written. Not only did they do good, but I had both of them you need to be a comedian.
Yeah.
And Tehran's my mentor, so he's seen something in me, and I just forced him to be my mentor because I'm not gonna have a sucky mentor. Only the best.
Shout
right?
out to Tehran.
Shout out to Tehran. Right. So it turned into, from doing that, I got put on the Michael Collier morning show.
Wow. Okay.
From that set, and then I did my set there. Then from that morning show, I got booked to do a show in real life, and that was my first time ever going on stage. And I did 15 minutes.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was wild.
And so for a 15-minute set like that, or when you go on stage, is it pre-written, memorized material? Is it a mix of in the moment? How does that work for you?
So that particular set, I was still new. Yeah. Right? But people thought. So I had stuff, and, I use my personality a lot, you know what I mean? As far as, trying, if I don't have something funny, I'll make it funny. Yeah. You know what I mean? With my personality. Yeah. Which you try not to rely on that because you want to be known as a good writer. But whatever, use what you got, right? If I was a girl, I'd be like, you know what I'm saying? I just me. Right? But that's what I did. And, I had, material that I was going to say, and, it went well. I can't complain. It did good. Yeah. I had 5 minutes that I knew worked perfectly. I just did it. So now I just got to come up with another 10, which was kind of easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so I know you mentioned you have a mentor now, before that, like let's say growing up, before you got into comedy, I'm talking about how I watched Dane Cook when I was coming up. Did you have any inspirations, any comedians that you kind of looked up to, or was your style really like just created on your own?
No, I mean, I definitely, I mean, I am who I am, but like I always loved Chris Farley, Rodney Dangerfield.
Okay.
Like the old school, like Don Rickles, hilarious. Like all the old school guys that were funny. Sammy Davis. I mean, Billy, what the fuck's his name, man? Shit, I don't know, whatever. But then you got like Eddie Murphy, like you know what I'm saying? Like they all went up. You had the Dice Man back in the day. Dice was out of his mind, And it was just, there was so many people that I thought were very funny.
Yeah.
Like for sure. Now today, I have to say my two favorite comedians right now are probably, obviously Dave Chappelle, he's a genius, and Shane Gillis. It's very funny.
I don't think I know Shane Gillis.
And Tony Rock, I'll throw you third on the list. Chris Rock's brother, hilarious.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't even know Chris Rock's brother did comedy.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
He has a few brothers, and most of them do comedy.
Well, so it's funny. I actually, I was going to bring this up a little bit later, but since you just mentioned Dave Chappelle and you mentioned Chris Rock, I'm just wondering in your perspective, you obviously push the boundaries on being funny. Like you said, when we started the show, if you're going to get offended, don't watch this shit, because you can say what you want because it is who you are.
I'll lick your tears.
Do you ever feel like the boundaries get pushed in comedy where it's too much, as in when that shit happened with, Chris Rock and Will Smith, or with Dave Chappelle when he got canceled for the transgender jokes?
You see, he never got canceled.
Well, not canceled.
You can't cancel.
They tried. Actually, if you
just like Matt Rife,
he came
can't
out
cancel
on,
it.
Matt Rife is a fucking genius.
You can't cancel it. They have their audience.
Yeah.
No one cares. The only thing they could lose are endorsement deals. Or if a place is like, ooh, but he generates so much money, you'd be an idiot to listen. He said, I don't even know what he said in the special. He said something that everybody.
I don't even know either.
He said something. It was it wasn't like the best joke in the world, which he's way funnier than that, but. He said something that everyone immediately, let's get him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's like, yeah, okay. Right. His apology, which honestly might be one of the funniest apologies I've ever seen, was he's like, click here for my apology. You click there and it shows helmets.
What? Are you serious?
It's fucking hilarious.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
I didn't even hear about that.
Hilarious.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's, you just, people who have such a major following.
Yeah.
It would be like people turning on Elvis at that point. No one's turning on Elvis.
Yeah.
These girls love him. Mm-hmm. They don't care. They love him. He's mad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's not. Same thing with Dave. People love them.
So let me put it in this perspective. If somebody who was less famous and had less of a following said offensive jokes just across the board in general, should comedy have the freedom of speech to be able to be you can say whatever the fuck you want, and if you're offended, leave, or, that is wrong and that you could cross line. And I'm going to bring up an example. Actually, I wasn't even thinking about bringing this up today, but I watched it last night. It just happens to be you're coming on today. It was a black comedian. He was from New York. He was doing a set, and he made a joke about George Floyd.
Oh, I see that.
Dying. You know who I'm talking about?
Something, I think, or something like that.
Lucas?
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. It was the first time
I know what you're talking about.
I literally have never watched him before. I happened to watch this video last night, and people started getting up and walking out, people of color who were offended also by him making the joke. And he was like, well, I don't give a fuck. He was like, leave if you want to leave. And he just kept going. Right, he didn't back down. He kept going.
Right, he was double down.
Yeah.
Which normally, as a comedian, that's what you can't let anybody, you have to double down.
You can't let them break you.
But here's the thing. What he's saying wasn't funny.
It was not.
Right. That's
Correct.
the problem.
That's the problem.
Right. Number one, if you're going to go down the road, right, it has to be funny.
Yeah.
You want to walk that line, go for it. But make sure it's funny because you could hurt yourself.
Yeah.
But so, yes, right, that guy probably got canceled. But where?
Right.
So now I'm sure there's some hick states where they're like, all lives matter. You know what I'm saying? That would be like, get him down here.
Yes.
You know, that will probably take that because he has this certain stance where he doesn't care.
Yeah.
And people are like, I'm fed up with this shit. You know what I mean? And he might still work.
Yeah.
Just like every other people that got canceled, you get like put on sabbatical. No one gets canceled. Like canceled is a final thing.
There's an audience for everybody.
Right. Like no one gets truly canceled. Like you come back. Look at Kanye. He got canceled, right? You know,
Quote,
he
unquote.
lost major branding deals. He lost a lot of money.
Yeah.
Did he get canceled? No, he didn't get canceled. People still follow him. He's still doing things. He's still making money. He's still, you know what I mean? It's very hard to like cancel someone. People get canceled are just regular everyday people that decide to open their mouth with an opinion online.
For sure.
And then lose their job, lose their this, lose their that.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of getting canceled.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
def.
But it's like, but that don't even count.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
know
It's
what you
like,
mean.
yeah, it's like stupid.
Yeah, it's a fine line, I feel like, but it's also like up to the interpreter. You know what I mean? It's up to the viewer, you know, if you're offended by it, if you're not, whatever. But onto more of your, you know, what you represent of yourself. It's obviously being Italian, 100% Italian. And, you know, a lot of your comedy, I feel like, is very inspired by your culture, you know, how you grew up, like what you go through now. What niche do you feel like you see now that you've been in there? Like, is there other comedians that you're competing against? Are you in your own lane? Is it hard to kind of find that? Or like...
No, I mean, I'll be honest, I never compete with anybody. I just,
That's good
it's
advice.
about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want everybody to do good. Like, I hope, like, I believe competition, like, breeds success.
Yeah.
I do. But not in a sense where it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where it becomes, like, overwhelming. And, like, I don't really, the thing is, I'm a Libra, so I don't really care. Like,
My best friend's a Libra. Shout out Lauren. Love some
like,
Libras.
I don't care. I have all air sign. I hate even saying this because it's so stupid. But
He's tapped in with his spirituality. Y'all heard that?
Yeah, the thing I can't stand.
I love it.
No, because I go to LA a lot, and when I go to LA, everyone's like, "Let me do your chart. Let me do your chart."
Yeah.
Finally, I'm like, "I
Do my fucking chart.
And I found out that I'm all three air signs: Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini.
Oh shit.
So when I tell people I don't care, like I truly, honestly do not care.
Yeah.
So it's like the problem is like, you know, people be like, "Oh, you hate me." I'm like, I think of you
don't care.
as like a piece of furniture. You're just like I don't think yes, no. I don't think anything. It's just you're there. Do I wish bad on you? No. Do I hope you do good? Yes.
Yeah.
I always hope people around me do good. I want everyone to always do good, and I will help everybody as much as I can for them to do good.
I love that.
And the reason being is I heard it gets lonely at the top, and I'm going to need some company.
You heard? So make sure y'all get close to him now before he's at the top. You already know.
No, but really, it's like I like to see people do good.
Yeah.
Right? Energy's a real thing. I was just talking about this. Energy's a real thing.
Huge.
Right?
Manifestation, energy.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, you always want to surround yourself with good energy. That's why people like having me around.
Yeah.
Because I'm always upbeat. You could tell me anything wrong, and I'll tell you why that's the best thing that ever happened to you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I'm good at it's perspective. It's always about perspective.
Right.
Like, you're like, oh my God, I just dropped my drink. Good thing, because that weirdo just put a roofie in it.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's always a reason. Maybe you don't get it.
bigger
You don't
picture.
see it, but it's there. There's a reason for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if something big you're supposed to do doesn't, there was a reason why. You know, and it happens to me a lot.
Yeah.
You know, like, I was supposed to do something and it didn't fall through, and I was like, damn, like, that sucks. And then the next thing you know, I get a phone call, and I got asked to audition for a movie.
Oh, that's like fate right there. And you know, I believe in that. And I feel like when you are tapped in with yourself, when you can really like believe in yourself and you're not doubting and constantly distracted and obsessed with what everybody else is thinking or how they're perceiving you, you can tap into a different level where you really are connecting with this this in between the physical and the spiritual, where you can see signs and messages. And it's not like, oh, I can like see a spirit sitting next to you right now, but like you will recognize as you go on that things work for you. They're not happening to you, they're happening for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like that was for you,
Right,
because
100%.
now you're getting a chance to audition for a movie. And is this yeah, we'll cut that out.
Yeah.
So you're auditioning for a movie.
And so the reason why we have to cut that out is because I got the part.
What? Are you announcing that on the show?
Yeah, I could say that I got the part, and I can't say who or what yet, but I could say that I
Oh
did
my
that.
gosh, good thing I didn't say the name of the movie. I had it written down, but I'm excited because we talked about it. Can you give us any details about the movie?
Yeah,
No?
no, I can't
Okay.
literally talk about anything.
Okay.
But it's going to be a major, like, movie. I
Major
know
motion
that.
picture?
It's a major motion picture. It's brought out by 3 major companies.
Okay.
And it's going to be pretty dope. Like the movie, yeah, 100%.
Is there any timeline of when this might be dropping? And that's
So
not even
yeah,
like...
so they were saying possibly Christmas.
Okay.
If they could get to that deadline. If not, maybe spring. But with movies, it's like what I mean? It's
depending on the editing, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep pushing the envelope and just ask you. If you can't answer, it's fine. But real life, animation, voiceover.
Oh, it's real life. No, real life.
Like you're physically gonna be in
I'll
it.
be
Like we will
physically
see
in it.
Joey Porkchopz.
Joey Porkchopz.
Stay fucking tuned, guys, because we will let you know when that's coming out. I'm so happy for you. Congratulations.
And that was the first time I ever auditioned for a movie.
Ever? How was that?
I was
for
an
you?
extra in a couple different things just by accident, like
Yeah.
but this was like I actually had to audition.
Has movies been on the goal, or is this just
mean,
something that crossed your
Here's
plate?
I have so much going on in life,
Yeah.
right? Like between I have a career during the day, I have a career at night.
Right.
So it's like I'm old, I have kids, I'm married, all this type of crazy
Yeah,
stuff,
you're bouncing
right?
around.
Yeah, so it's like I have multiple different things. So it's like if I could be given, like I can't just start going to auditions and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like too much. But if I had like an agent and I had this and I had that to like, push me or hey, I got this lined up, let's go, then I would do it. Like this kind of came to me.
Yeah.
So it was like, all right, I'll do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had to go through and do like extra shit
Yeah.
for it, but it was worth it. You know what I mean? So now, in fact, I do have an agent and stuff like that
That's
because this
amazing.
is a good opportunity for me and it's
Mm-hmm.
going to open a lot of doors. So it's like, why not? I'm going to be seen by a lot of different people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, not only audience, but like internally,
Yeah.
like big people, executives. So it's like, you know what I mean?
Oh, he's climbing that ladder real quick. Y'all
Yeah.
better jump on. Shit, can I cheers you to that?
Absolutely.
Congratulations. So happy for you, for real.
Yeah, it's like acting really I'm not gonna say I'm an actor, but I mean I think I could hold my own.
Yeah.
I can't be no Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, right.
But I maybe could be Joe Pesci in his early years, right?
But I feel like it's about being real to yourself. Like, if you got that part, it's because you were being who you are. You know what I mean? Just like with your comedy, because you went viral, the only reason you went viral is because you were literally being you. You're being authentic. You're being genuine. You're being real. And I feel like that is the best way to get you to the places you want to be. It's not focusing on those places. It's just enjoying the journey, taking the steps, and being motivated, being consistent.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Congratulations again. That's just fucking huge. So I'm excited for you.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Let's see what's up,
Yeah. But with the social media and everything you do, can you tell us a little bit about like what are the personalities that you put on out there? Like how does the Italianness play into what you do? And does anyone ever get offended that you're like using like playing off your culture to make comedy? Has that been anything you've dealt with also?
All right, so this is a good way to put this. So the thing is that
He's like talking to me. What's a good way?
yeah, like I want to try to say this so it doesn't come off the wrong way. So like Italian is something I am.
Oh.
It's not something I do. Right?
Yes.
So it's I can't
Thanks
help.
for clarifying that.
No problem. I can't like there are some people like, oh, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you're being a gavone, you're being this. Like, first of all, most of your family probably acts like this. Like, stop, really. The thing is, it's a sell, right? People like Italian things.
Yes.
So it's like, if I'm Italian, I'm not really acting. I'm not trying to be like, hey, how you doing? Like, you know, always,
like you're not Fonzie.
Yeah, like I'm like, how you doing? Like that's like what I normally say.
Right.
I can't. What am I going to change the way I talk to make other people? I don't give a fuck.
Correct.
You know what I mean? That's my thing. I don't care. Like if you don't, like I tell everybody, you don't like what you see online, scroll up. 100%. Like no one asked you to watch it.
Right.
Like don't watch it. Scroll.
Yeah.
I do when I see people. I'm like, fuck this guy. Like I don't watch it. I'm not like, you know what, man? You're a dick and nobody likes you. Like why do you even have like that much time on your hands to talk like? Even bad food, like people write reviews on Yelp. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Are you serious? Like, do you have nothing better to do but ruin someone's business? It's like, all right, so you didn't like the food. You know how many times I went to places intentionally because they gave a bad review? Because I think you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, that's my thing. It's like, if an Italian says it's not that good, guess what? You just don't go there anymore. You don't write a whole paragraph on why you hated this place.
Yeah.
Because this is a personal opinion.
Correct.
Right? Maybe you had a bad experience. Maybe you were cheap. Maybe you didn't tip good. Maybe you were an asshole as a customer. So you got treated a different way.
There you go.
You know what I mean? And it's like now you're hearing a one-sided story. It's like, this is what I get mad at. Like even with people online. And this is, you know what? It's going out to all yous.
All
right?
yous.
The ones who write fucked up comments on my page, and then I can't write anything back. They disabled, you can write stuff back. You're a pussy. That's
trolls. That's what I call them.
Use
Trolls.
bitches on fake accounts, probably, because you're too afraid to let the world know what type of hating piece of shit you truly are. So, guys, keep writing shit on LinkedIn. Nobody likes you.
You're not the only one who does that. People have made fake accounts just to hate on me. I'm like,
crazy.
I don't even have that many followers.
It's
so
crazy.
go fuck yourself.
It's insanity.
It's crazy.
Like, at least have the balls to say something to me, being who you are, and then letting me respond back. But the thing is, you're too afraid. You're a coward. So everybody with fake accounts that talk shit, cowards. All of you.
Can we do it one more time?
Coward. That's it. Ian this camera.
Hey, on
Every
the
camera's
cameras.
Every
You
camera.
only get that if you're Italian. If not, then sorry.
Yeah, well, fuck all that.
Yeah,
noise.
sorry.
I ain't trying to hear that.
Facts.
And here's the thing. I like when people write fucked up shit to me. I don't care. I'm a comedian. I literally live for that.
Yeah.
I can't wait to write some shit back to you. You know what I mean? Yeah, 100%.
You're looking, I'll be
all
10
day.
times funnier than you.
I'm like, okay, laugh, here we go. You know what I'm saying? Because this is going to be fun.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
That's
so
not funny.
it's like, you know.
ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, really. It's like, bring it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
This is what I live for.
Since we're spicy, we're heated up right now. Like, let's talk about the topic of like originality and people. Oh, he's so spicy. He just spilt on himself.
No, that was
you know.
for my own use. A little bit for my own use.
Oh shit. Originality, like, do you ever see, obviously being a comedian, you're making content all the time, you're making new jokes all the time, even if it's like, you told me now, you know, sometimes you'll be at work, but you're making like a video about you being at work, but using it for content, whatever it may be. Do you ever see people taking your originality, stealing ideas? Like, it's hard to copyright all of the content you're constantly coming out with, and how do you go about dealing with that?
So, I mean, here's the thing. You know, every wheel is trying to be original, right?
Yeah.
But it's all been done. I don't care what it is.
Yep.
Someone's done it before.
Yep.
It's just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The thing is, it's your perspective, right? It's your point of view. That's even with comedy. It's what I'm saying is funny because it's my point of view. It's why I think it's funny. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm not putting it out there. But now, like, if someone takes your lines verbatim,
Yes.
like says your words, that's a little different. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Now you're just plagiarizing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And in social media, there's a lot of that because it comes down to who has the more followers. If you have more followers, then you obviously made it up because you have all these followers.
Exactly.
When, you know, I don't want to say all, but that happens a lot where people who have a high following could go on there and, oh, I like that's funny. Oh, they only got what, 200 followers?
Yep.
That thing got like 3 views. I'll take that and do something with it. You know, even me sometimes, I come up with good ideas. And sometimes I give them away to people with big followings. Because with me, yeah, it'll do good, but it won't do great.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's better to just see your stuff do great and be like, so yeah, I'm fun.
So
like,
you also ghostwrite? You separately write for
a little bit,
comedians
yeah.
sometimes
I do. For
here and there?
comedians, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I write jokes and I'll think of ideas, skits, punch up their material, whatever they have. Like, no, do this. Do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, more or less to make it funnier.
And I'm just curious, because you did bring up writing a few times and the concept of writing. Were you a good writer before you were a comedian, or did comedy help make you a better writer?
Yeah, comedy definitely helped make me a better writer.
Yeah.
The thing is, I'm very creative. I'm always, the wheels always turn, and I always have a ton of ideas. You know, and I'm just, that's why, honestly, sometimes, like, I don't even care when people take my stuff, because it's like, that's cool. Like, I literally forgot about that like 3 hours ago. You know what I mean? Like, you're
Like,
using
old
that
news.
like you just found gold.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I literally forgot about 10 things like that like today.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm on to the next.
Right.
It's just because I just keep going. I'm always thinking, being creative, finding funny in everything. You know, whether it be for a skit or for a comedy or just to talk shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just to have a conversation with people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because the world is my stage.
Right.
That's how I look at it.
I love that. The world is your stage. That's a good way to say it. Oh my God, I told you to turn the fucking phone. These fucking Italians, they can never
know.
turn their phone off.
I just wanted
they
to
have to
see
get
who
blown
it
up
was.
all the time.
I just want to see who it was.
Who was it? Was it someone really important?
I don't even know.
All right. Not important enough to check on the show.
Yeah, nah. I just wanted to make sure it's still there.
No, I got you. He's a busy man.
you don't
He's
use
got to
it, you
stay.
lose it.
That's true. That's 100% true with everything. But you know, we did talk about a little bit of work-life balance and you traveling all the time. Do you perform in all 3 cities, Boston, New York, and Philly?
Yeah. I
And
perform everywhere.
you perform everywhere.
Florida, LA, be going to Chicago soon. Like any place that I go to, I perform at.
Would you say you have a favorite place to perform, or is it kind of like based on the show?
So I mean, it's very like city or like club.
Lake City.
So I mean, city. I mean, obviously, I love performing in New York.
I thought.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I like I don't know. I love Florida. Florida's fun.
Yeah.
LA's dope. What else? Boston's like, no.
It's a hit or miss.
Nah, I love Boston. I gotta play it off.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. It's like I love Boston, and it's like it's such a mixed thing with Boston and me, right? Because Boston just hates New York, right?
Yeah.
Because people in Boston feel
I
like
love the way you say Boston.
people,
Boston.
yeah, like people in Boston feel like New York looks down on them. So like there's like the Napoleon complex, and me, I don't give a fuck about any of that. Like at New York, I don't care. Like I don't think I'm better because of where I'm from. I just think I'm better because of who I am.
Facts. Hey, be confident about it.
But the thing is, I don't think I'm better than anybody, right? And I look at it like Boston. I don't care. Like once again, this brings me back to the whole Libra. I just don't care enough to like be like, we're in New York, we're better. Like sports, like if you're fighting over sports, you're a jerk off.
So you're not like Yankees, like
Yeah, no, like you're a complete jerk off. Like
Got you.
no one even gives a
Appreciate
shit.
that.
They don't even know you, and you're willing to risk your life for that. You're a jerk off.
Facts.
No, Jim, you should have put Bill in the third. No, who cares? Why?
Literally.
No one cares. Because
they have nothing else to live for, that's why.
No one cares. And I know everyone's looking at me. You're not a real man. You don't like sports. But if it doesn't make me money, I don't have nothing to do with it. I know you're going to say gambling, but I don't even want to hear that either. Because I got a whole nother thing about that.
Let's go gambling.
I mean, there's nothing. But to me, it's like you're a jerk off if you gamble on sports. You just are. It's like you just just give me your money.
Yeah, for
just
real.
Cash at me like I'm a stripper.
Joey Porkchopz, the #1 stripper in New York.
Yeah, listen, if everybody gave me $1. $1. That's all everyone got to get. $1. That'd be good.
That's mad funny. And Joey, I know, when we first met, you were going by Porkchopz Comedy. Now you're kind of more with Joey Porkchopz.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still doing Porkchopz comedy. That's the brand.
Okay.
But now, even me, like now, like on stage, Joey Porkchopz. Because you know what it is? Like I use it to my advantage. When like a lot of places, like especially if they never heard of me, and they're like, "All right, now we're bringing up Porkchopz." It's like, like no
Like
one
a
knows.
plate of pork
Yeah, like no one knows if it's like a serious thing or not.
Yeah.
And like I love it because I could come out and use that to my advantage. Like you know what I mean? But
Is there a reason why pork chops instead of like cutlets or fucking anything else?
yeah, no, it's
Like-
just I've always had the nickname.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had it for a
since you
long
were
time.
good.
No, well, like my whole thing is, I get asked this a lot on stage, right? Or when I come off stage, people like, you know, why pork chops? And I'm like,
Is that what you did?
like I mean, did you look at me and think Joey the Keto
dead.
Guido? Like, I'm curious.
Oh, he is straight up confident.
Yeah, like
That shit.
I'm just saying, it's
Yeah,
like you know,
yeah.
I get it. I'm pleasantly plump, but here's the thing.
Pleasantly.
This is the way I look at it, right? I got a lot of money invested in this thing. This is a belly of success.
Ooh.
This is a successful belly, right? You want the six pack? Tommy Two Tops wearing his little brother's shirt, all flexed up. You know what? That's a broke belly. I don't care. Any way you look at it, that's a broke. If you have 8 hours a day to spend in the gym, how do you make money? What do? You personal train to eat kale, and just raw meat all day. Because
100%.
you got to eat like 20 pounds of fucking chicken a day, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I tell you. If you're a girl and you enjoy picking up your date and then dropping them off at his e-bike, then yeah, you should go for that guy. That's who you should be with. But if you like a guy that's that can feed you,
We're gonna have a 6-course meal.
yeah,
and a whole
like
bottle of
pays
wine.
for his
Like,
food and your food. I mean, this is the guy you're looking for.
I love that. That's pretty great. Be confident with who you are. Be confident with who you fucking are, because nobody will ever be you. Like no one will ever be Joey Porkchopz. Like
You gotta bring value to
you
the
got to
table.
bring value to yourself and to the table. And like speaking of that, like valuing yourself and like investing in yourself. Like we talk about investment financially, then we talk about investment time, then you talk about investment like emotionally, like for you to be good, for you to just be healthy, okay, whatever, mentally, spiritually, whatever it is that you're into. How do you feel like you have or are investing in yourself with this comedy?
So, like, all right, so for the first year, so that, like, I work, I have a great career, right? I make money.
Yeah, you're like
So-
a businessman and an entrepreneur,
Right.
which is crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts. So, but the cool thing is, so like the first year, the thing is, I got offered a lot of different gigs,
Yeah.
but they don't pay. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, you'll throw you on. So I would literally fly to LA. I'm paying for that. I'll pay for my hotel. I'm able to rent a car. I'm chilling, right? I'm able to pay for that stuff. Where another comedian would be like, damn, bro, I gotta come up with the money to pay for this flight. Then I gotta hope I know someone out there so I could stay at their house. And then, you know what I mean? It's in doing comedy, it's not a high paying thing unless, you're headlining and you're up there, right? Comedy, like anything else, you don't make money in the beginning.
Right.
So it's like I was able to do these opportunities because I could afford to.
Right.
I was able to get there. I was able to do this. I was able to do that. And then I'm there and I'm chilling. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like I'm like roughing it. I'm chilling.
Yeah.
So now it's like, oh shit. Now people, it's so fucked up, but this is the world we live in. But people want to be around you more.
Yeah.
Because they know you're doing good.
For sure.
You don't need anything from them.
Right.
So it's like, oh, come on, hang out.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's not like, oh, this guy's going to be asking me for this or that. He's going to want to sleep in my house. You know what I mean? People don't want that around.
Yeah.
Right? We go
Right.
back to the energy thing. We keep
Right.
going back, right?
Yes.
So with me being like that, and it's like, wow, he's doing good. Now, like I know how I am. I like to be around people that are doing better than me.
Right.
Right? Because how do I get better?
Put yourself at the table with the people who are already higher and learn from them.
Right.
Yeah.
100%. Because there's life lessons and everything
For
and
sure.
everyone. I don't care what it is, good or bad.
Yeah.
Right? So I always try to put myself around people that are doing better than me.
Yeah.
So I could learn and see, because I take direction well too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I hate authority and I hate when people tell me what to do.
Yeah.
But I take direction very well.
Yeah.
It's not like you can't do that. And I'm like, why not?
Right.
But then we're like, hey, listen, you're doing this. Why don't you try this?
Right.
Okay, let me try. A lot of people can't. People fuck themselves up because they get in their own way.
For
Like, who the fuck this guy think he is telling me to do that? My thing is, I'll do anything because I'm petty. I'm a petty person. So, like, if I get
straight out.
yeah, like, I'm straight up. I'm petty as fuck, right? But my whole thing is this. I'll try anything because your way might be the way.
Right.
My way is not always the way.
Right.
But if it doesn't work, I'm going to let you know
So
that.
you're willing to learn.
Yeah.
You're willing to fail
100%.
to succeed.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Trial and error is the best.
Yeah.
I love change. I invite it. It's the
Ooh.
best.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's awesome change.
So transitions don't bother you.
Not at all. I love it.
And why? So, like, I feel like to a lot of people listening in, you know, I have my audience is a lot of entrepreneurs, people with mental health, et cetera, et cetera. Like, how do you keep that mindset of inviting change, of inviting transition without feeling stressed about it?
I don't think about it like that. Like, I really don't. It's like, here's the thing. It's like, it's perspective, right? It's like, all right, guys, we were doing this, but we're going to do this. And everyone's comfortable doing this. It's like working. It's not like where it's at, but it's like, all right, let's get out of comfort level for a second.
Right.
Let's try this.
Yeah.
Because this looks like it could be something.
Yeah.
And you don't know unless you try.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're mentally accepting.
Yeah.
You know what I
100%.
mean? 100%
Yeah,
mentally
all that.
accepting.
Yeah,
and
accept it.
And I feel
Nothing
like,
lasts forever.
yeah.
Nothing.
And the thing is, when you don't accept it, if you're not mentally accepting, what are you doing but putting more stress on yourself?
Yeah, you're just fighting something that's inevitable.
Exactly.
Why?
Right.
Go with it and figure it out and make it work for you.
For sure.
You know what I mean? It's I don't know. Everyone talks about change like it's a bad thing, but it's not always a bad thing, right? Sometimes reinventing the wheel is a bad thing. Like, if you have a perfectly tuned machine running fine,
Yeah.
don't touch it.
Right.
Right? Just let it run.
Yeah. But don't
you
fix
can
something that's not broken.
do something else. Like, let's just do something else.
Yeah.
Like, that's the new change.
For sure.
Let's build. So I like that building experience.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it puts me like I'm grinding. Like, let's do this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, different angles. So
Right.
it's like, it's fun for me to do.
And you can't grow without change. And like what you just said, like when people get comfortable to me is complacent.
Right,
And
you
when
get
you're
lazy.
complacent, you're not growing no
Yeah.
more. You're just staying at the same spot.
It's a bad lazy.
Right.
Like, because at heart, I'm lazy. Even though, if you used to look at my life, they'd be like, dude, you sleep 4 hours a night. How are you lazy? The thing is, I'm lazy at heart, right? So when I say that, people don't understand it sometimes, but I don't want to do something twice. So I'll, like, be lazy and make sure I, like, whatever comes my way, I knock it out perfect quick so I don't have to do anything.
Right.
Even though I keep doing stuff, but in my mind, as long as I think I don't have to do it, I'm good. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, I like to have that freedom at the same time, but I like to have everything perfect done. I don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like to worry or stress.
Right.
You know
So
what I
you
mean?
do it like consistently and you do it the right way the first
Yeah, do
time.
it like instantly.
As best as you can.
Yeah, like once I knock it out as quickly as possible.
I
try to
appreciate
just
that.
make it happen.
And, you know, I just have to say, like, from, you know, your person, you're awesome. You're just a great person. But, like, motivation-wise, positivity-wise, like you said, it's about the energy. You bring the energy, the essence of just, like, being an uplifted person, not having to lean on anybody else to be filled. You know what I mean? Not having to put other people down to put yourself up. There's a lot of different ways I could phrase it. But I'm just wondering from yourself, like, it's taken me a long time. I went through a lot of personal struggle. I went through a lot of anxiety and depression when I was a teenager. I self-harmed. I did a lot of other things that led me into a lot of different directions that brought me to where I was today. I had to reflect against myself to realize, like, you have a purpose. You're great. You can speak out. You can do this. You can do that. Motivation wasn't natural to me. Motivation was natural to me, but like the self-doubt was always stronger when I was younger. So in your own terms, like, how do you stay motivated? What actually like gives you this? Like, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but from how I see it, you said you're lazy at your heart, but I feel like you're motivated in your soul.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Like, I like to be lazy. Like, there's one day a week I do nothing. Like, I literally watch cartoons, eat cereal. Like, I literally do nothing. I lock myself in a room. I don't like hear nothing.
So where does the
I don't wanna
motivation
bother.
come from? That's what I'm wondering. Was it from like a figure in your life when you were growing up? Is it an internal thing that you literally feel like you just have it within you and you're able to like hone in on that?
Yeah, I mean, my motivation right now is like, I'm building. Like I love to build things, right?
Physically,
And literally, mentally, everything.
Yeah.
In every aspect, right?
Right.
Even too, and if I play video games, it's always something, like when I play, I haven't played video games in a long time, but when I did, it was always something I was building. Like you're building this character, get him here, you know what I mean? I like that. So right now, it's like I'm in a video game in my life.
Yeah.
Right? I have all these different levels that I'm going through.
Yeah.
But I keep building and building and building. And, really what motivates me sometimes are people that tell me that to stop or people that are trying to slow me down. Like, I know you're trying to. Like, you know what I mean?
I couldn't hold that back. I'm like, yeah, talk that shit.
Yeah, no, it's
Drop
what it
them
is.
gems.
Like, listen, I won't mention names, right? But I had somebody call me like a couple days ago, and they're like, dude, what are you doing? And I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, bro, you're embarrassing yourself. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like, I don't know. People called me up, said you went crazy, this and that.
The fuck?
And I'm like, what the fuck are you even talking about? Because of what I've been doing online.
Yeah, perception is everything.
Right. So it's funny because the thing is I'm gaining traction right now. Mm-hmm. And I have a lot of people talking. Yeah. I never gave a shit about social media. I never tried. I did the bare minimum to be relevant. Mm. Like now I'm actually trying. Right?
Watch out, he's trying.
I am. I'm trying. This is where it gets dangerous for some people. Mm. People are threatened by me. Even though I only have 20-something thousand followers, 20,000, and they're in the 4, 5, 6, 700,000 followers, they still feel threatened by me.
Right.
Because
quality is a threat. Somebody who is naturally talented is more of a threat than somebody who has fake followers and 100,000 followers.
No, I mean, these people have real followers.
Well,
right?
Yeah.
And this is the thing I tell people all the time. Everyone worries about other people bringing them down, right? People who aren't doing better, they want to keep them down with them. Sometimes it's the people that are doing better than you that are holding you down. They think they got their foot on your head and they're holding you down.
Right.
Those are the ones you have to watch out for. They're worse than the people because it's easier to cut off a cancer, right? Because people that are doing worse than you, they're a cancer. You could cut that right out of your life. Very simple. But people who are doing better, it's a little bit harder because these are people in the industry. They're people that, I don't want to say they have power over you, but they have influence and they could maybe influence certain people.
Right.
Like with me, I never put myself in a box, right? Like we talked about a little bit earlier about being Italian comedian. I never was like, I'm an Italian comedian and I'm going to go to only Italians and talk about only Italian stuff.
Right.
I didn't want to be that comedian. I want to be for everybody. I like being able to go do just all black rooms. Right. I love that.
Yeah.
Because doing black rooms might be some of the best rooms on the face of this earth. It's people that are there to laugh and have a good time. And black people have a great sense of humor. Like, let's just be real. They do. You know what I'm saying? They know funny. Like, straight up. So it's like, it's an honor for me to be able to go in those rooms as an Italian, as a non-black person, and go in there and be able to relate with everybody and have everybody in tears laughing. Same thing like Pride Month. I always get asked every Pride Month, to come do this show where I'm literally the only non-gay person on the lineup. Right? It's hilarious. But it's because they get it. I get them and they get me. They understand. There's I'm not like the guy that's in that world.
Yeah.
So for me to understand their world, it's like it speaks so much more volumes.
Right.
Where it's like, we gotta have you come.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's funny for me because the first time I ever did a show like Pride Month, I'm like, you're just trying to get me canceled.
I wish you just wore one of those crossbodies like we talked about. Like, just put a hoop in, do a crossbody. Like, you good.
Yeah, see, I can't do a purse. I just can't. If you wear a
do
purse,
like a bright pink jumpsuit. I know the jumpsuits are your thing. So
yeah, the jumpsuits I could do. Pink, maybe salmon.
Okay, we can go with salmon.
No, but I'm just saying, if you wear a man bag and you say, no, I wear it to satchel across you wearing a purse, just so you know that.
They're called merces?
Yeah, no. It's like legitimately a purse. Like you just got sucked
He said it, not
into
me.
buying a merce. Right? Hey, look at these foos I have here. Like anybody can change the name of these clothes.
Facts. 100%. You were too funny.
No, but really, I don't even know what you're talking about.
I don't know. You're a good time. But I do like we've been chopping it up, so we are going to be wrapping it up soon. But on a more like, I guess we keep wrapping back to energy, and I'm a big energy person. Like I told you, once I started believing in myself, once I started manifesting myself, everything else would follow. It was happening for me. You know what I'm saying? And it just rolls on. When I feel like when you follow the right trajectory, when you find something that enables your purpose, something that brings out something deeper than the physical, you know what I mean? That you are making rooms of people laugh, or you're making rooms of people cry, or you're changing hearts or changing minds, a perspective, how somebody looks at something, right?
Right.
So was there ever like a time where you say about this energy, how people like, they want to be around you, right? People always want to be around me. People always want to take from my energy because my energy is so good, because it's bright, it's positive, it feels good. They like being around me because it's a good energy. Like, do you ever get that sense through people who have tried to be around you? But also at the same time, do you ever feel like you're drained? Like that people are taking from your energy so much that it takes from you?
So,
because energy is a funny thing.
So it depends, right?
Yeah.
It's so people who are around you, right, to like just kind of like steal your energy, right? Like they're playing it off, right? They're being fake. They don't last long because like I can read it. I know you're like what you're here for, so I'll figure out what makes you tick, and like I'm very good at like figuring people out, like it's like my shit. So I'll figure out what makes
like
you
my
tick.
shit, he said.
Yeah, it is. So I'll figure out what makes you tick, and then I'll be the opposite. Will get you mad because you can only hide your true colors for so long, and then they want to run from me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Where other people, where it's like toxic people who that like are truly toxic.
Yeah,
like just. Where you have to be around them. Like, they drain your energy. 100%. They can't drain your creativity and your this and that. But, like, when I say energy, I mean, I'm, like, yawning. Like, I'm, like, tired.
Yeah.
Like, legitimately, physically tired. You know what I mean? But you try to stay away from, like, as much as possible like that. You know? It's the thing is you need to find that perfect medium, right? Someone that you could bounce your energy off of and still get it back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Even if it's not their energy,
right?
It's your energy coming back,
for sure,
more or less. You know.
Sure. And I think it's also about like the discernment of like, that person, they are taking instead of also pouring into me at the same time. Yeah. But you want people around you who will take, but then pour back into your energy. I think.
See, with someone like me, like I have such high energy that it's like. I have enough to go around.
Yeah.
Like, no one hangs out with me to give me energy back. People hang out with me because I'm fun. Yeah. And I give them, they're not taking my energy, I'm just giving them energy. Right? There's a difference.
Gotcha.
It's not draining me.
Do you run out of energy?
I mean...
He's like, I'm the fucking Energizer Bunny, bitch! Like,
are you serious? You know what we do here? Like,
I love that.
I'll drive 4 hours, do a half-hour set, and drive 4 hours.
But that's what will get you further than anybody, the commitment you have to being like, it doesn't matter how far I'm going, how quick it's for, if I'm investing tens of thousands of dollars or whatever to make it to...
I'm worth it.
You're worth it.
100%
Your value is so worth it. And like, how I say to people, like, our physical bodies, your pork chop, my meatball, like, we are just... I'm sorry. Why did I compare myself to a meatball? I don't know. A physical is one thing, but what you have inside is another. You know what I mean? And everything that you do comes from your own self-purpose, your own motivation. Like I told you, I struggled to get to the point where I was fully in myself able to feel motivated. Throughout this journey, within like the last 4 years of you starting comedy to where you ended up now, was there ever like a downtime that you had that you had to struggle through that pushed you forward to keep going, or like any negatives? I know we said like people put you down, but like any specific situations, or even when you were a child, like anything that happened that you're like, you thought you couldn't be anything and then you overcame it of some sort. If not, that's cool.
So
He laughed. It must be something good. I mean,
so I remember when I was in school, where I had this one teacher. She would always say to me, "You're never going to be anything when you grow up. In fact, you're probably going to be dead or in jail by the time you're 18, 21 years old."
are you serious?
She used to say it to me all the time. Because I used to talk a lot in class, joke around. So she hated my guts. Hated. When I say hated me, she hated
That's
me.
horrible.
Right? So you know what I did? On my 21st birthday, I went to go see her. I did.
And what did you do?
I went to the cemetery and said, "Who's laughing now, bitch?"
Yo, I don't even know what. Oh, what? I see my producer over there. He's laughing. We're all like, what? Damn.
I'm just saying.
No,
you know what I'm
but-
saying? Don't throw stones.
Don't throw stones if you can't take
Yeah,
the
because
stones
once again, I'm a petty motherfucker. I promise you, I went back, 21st birthday, went right to the cemetery. I was like, "Who's living now, bitch?" What the?
Facts, dude. And you were honest about being petty, so hey,
Yeah, no,
I can't
am.
hate on it.
I'm petty. Like, if you ever say stuff in front of me, I won't call you out on it. I'm not, I don't want to embarrass anybody. You know, everybody gets to talk their thing. Whether they full of shit or not, I don't care.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel better, go for it. I don't, who am I to rain on your parade?
For sure.
But if you ever get stupid with me, I'm going to do this. Remember that time you said, this, yeah, no, that.
You're looking at the
that didn't
date,
happen.
time, after
Yeah, no,
every
I am
detail.
so, I'm Italian too. I'll make anybody eat their words. Like, but that you have to bring it.
Yeah.
Like, you want the smoke? I'm here for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Trust me, I'm here for you.
Yeah.
You know? So,
But even though that's a funny ass story, and like she probably deserved that. I'm not gonna lie, because
you deserved every second
don't
of it.
ever say that to a student. I don't care if they talk in class, whatever. We all have different learning habits. We're all different children. We come from different backgrounds. For a teacher to ever say that, like, yo,
Yeah, it was
she ain't
great.
up there right now. But
It's awesome.
but it's also it's a lesson though to be like, don't listen to anybody. If you listen to that teacher, if you let her words sink into your head, into your soul, your heart, whatever it is, you wouldn't have continued. You wouldn't have been the amazing person you are now, holding your, you work high up in a construction job, you travel everywhere, you have multiple properties, you do all your investing, and you're an entrepreneur and comedian on the side. You wouldn't have got here without climbing up that uphill struggle.
You can't listen to people.
You can.
Here's the thing. People are always going to give you advice because they think they can't do it.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, that's good for you. If you don't believe in yourself, that's fine.
100%.
I believe I invest in myself always.
Hey.
You know what I mean? And you have to be a little crazy to think you could be famous.
Yeah.
You do. You
Yeah.
have to. You have to be delusional enough to think you could actually do it.
Well, geniuses are first looked at as crazy, because everything they're talking about isn't actual yet until they prove it.
No, I don't
and
think
when
I'm
they
a
prove,
genius.
well,
Brilliant? Yes.
I was gonna say, I don't know, you might be a genius. You got some plans going up here. I see it rolling. And Old Soul Young World. Do you feel like comedy or bringing joy to people is part of your purpose of why you're here in this crazy universe of an Earth spinning in space?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just always been,
Yeah.
like, yeah, 100%. I knew, like, I was always meant for more, right? And like, I was good at what I was doing, like really, like, even I make changes and impacts on people's lives, like every day. Mm-hmm. And to me, that means more than anything.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. Because, like, even when we go, like, talk about protesting, right? Like, I see people protest. I'm like, whatever. It's what you're doing. Good for you, right? But here's my thing to everyone who protests. You're trying to change the world. And I respect that. It's valid, right? But here's the thing. It's kind of ballsy at the same time, right? Because my question is, Have you made everybody in your circle think the way you think? Like your parents, your friends, your family, teachers, people at work. Does everybody see things the way you want them to see it?
No.
Okay, so where do you get the balls to think that you can change the world when you can't even change your inner core of people? Right?
I see what you're saying.
It's ridiculous. It's like, well, I can't change my parents and my brother and my aunt, but I'm gonna go change the world. You're a jerk off.
Yeah.
Like,
Starting your community, starting your circle.
Right. Because
start
here's
your
the
circle.
thing. If you could change, if everyone just focused on their circle, guess what? Picture it like a light board lighting up. That's everything. Now, guess what? We did change the world.
Right.
The world did change.
Right.
Because everyone individually could change what's happening around them. Just like what's happening with Israel and all that stuff. Everyone's like, oh, you're so insensitive to it. You're this and that. And here's the thing. It's not that I don't care what's happening there. Because I do. I think on every way you look at it, it's just completely
horrible.
fucked up.
Yeah.
Right? But there's nothing I could do about it. Like literally, there is nothing me physically as a human being could do to change the situation at all. Not even a little bit. I can go online, put up emoji hands, and make everyone think I give a shit. But that's just, you're fake. It's false. You're not really doing anything. You're just making yourself feel better. So my thing is, I focus on what's in front of me. I focus on the people around me. What I could actually do to make a change in everybody's life. Whether it be helping them financially, helping them with a career, getting them a job, just giving advice, just punching up material, helping you be funnier, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Just make everyone around me be better.
For sure.
Because if everyone around me be better, maybe they can make everyone around them be better and make them, and it's a chain reaction.
It's literally a domino effect. Like
100%.
you change one heart and mind, that person goes to change another, and then it changes their circle, and then that circle, and that circle, 100%. And that's all we have to do is like following through with, being a genuine person and being who you are organically, naturally, and carrying that forward to people around you. That's already inspiring enough to show them like, hey, I can do it. Oh, I can be myself. Oh, yeah, you can be yourself. You know what I mean? Do you know how many women there are in the podcasting market that their podcasts are geared towards sexual or funny? And I'm having a motivational podcast. Do you think there's a lane for me? No, but I'm gonna make that fucking lane. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be a good looking woman who talks about motivational shit and interviews people all around the world about how they deal with their struggle to their success. If nobody else is doing it, don't stop yourself from making that change and doing it. Just like you said, change is good, transition is good. It depends on your perspective, how you look at it. Don't let nobody stop you. Like 100%. I'm telling you from my chair right now, from sitting here with Joey Porkchopz, I would not be here today if I did not push myself through every struggle and every time I was down for the last umpteen years to make it here today to have this conversation. So I just want to say thank you. You are inspiring within who you are, how unapologetic you are, how unapologetically ferocious you are with everything that you carry within yourself. And just a few more questions. Like I said, I've kept you for probably too long, but do you have anything else coming up in 2024? Personal goals? I know, the movie's going to be in the works, but besides that, like anything else coming up that you want to share?
Yeah, so what else? I mean, obviously comedy. I'm actually looking to, I don't know how much I can say about this, but I'm actually looking to start a production company.
Whoa! That's huge.
Yeah.
Wait, you just said that like it was like no big deal. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, the thing is, I feel like creatives need a space, right?
Yeah.
And I notice there's a lot of creatives that don't have that space.
Yeah.
And there's certain, I don't want to say the areas because I'm going to give up where I'm thinking. Because everybody likes to just, you know what I'm saying, take ideas. But
Can you whisper, please?
yes, I mean, I'll tell you, you'll know the area 100%.
Oh, okay. All right.
We're going to do this. You'll be like, oh shit, get out of here. You know what I mean? So, and the thing is, I notice in this area, there's a lot of creatives and there's no space for them to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
So if I could create that space, I mean, yeah, it's good for me. I'll be profitable in it, but it's also building something bigger than that, right? And it's a lot of people. I do things backwards, right? Like a lot of people went and blew up on social media, and now they're trying to figure out what to do next. I already have what's next. Now I just need to blow up. Like that's like where I'm at. Like I'm like, you know what? Let me do this first.
Yeah.
And then I'll do this.
Yeah.
Rather than let me do this and
He's
I'll
been
do that.
thinking of the master plan.
Yeah, so like my thing is
Thinking of-
I'm already 10 steps in my mind where I want to go with this. Right? Like I know it's very it's like fly what's that? Like fly by the something by your seat or whatever. I
can't even think of it
Yeah,
right
I'm
now,
not good
yeah.
with fucking analogies like that. Right? If I didn't make it up, I can't remember it. Right? But no, it's like it's you want to try to like think ahead. So my thing is what's the bigger picture here? What could this lead to that, lead to this, lead to that?
Right.
Right? Everything has to be in the same ballpark. So that's what I'm trying to do. I want to try to throw my hand at it, see what happens. You know what I mean? It could do good, it could do bad. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm like, fuck
And
it.
not
Roll the
just for
dice.
comedians,
That's how I gamble.
Creatives.
Yeah, like everybody. Like people, even if you want to do like acting and you have to get like some tape made to send in for an audition.
Yeah.
Right? You come there. They'll have people professionally with professional cameras come. They'll read to you. They'll help you in any way you can to build you for success.
I love that.
Right? Even have like a think tank. Have like just come and maybe run the Space House. You have your own camera guy.
Yeah.
Or we could.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You need help with ideas?
Yeah.
I'll help you out. Like try doing this, do that.
Yes.
You don't have everything set up for that space.
Okay. I
know?
love the sound of this.
Yeah, like
Oh, we'll have to talk more off camera. I'm
I'm
excited.
starting to get a little excited.
Let's
about it.
go. Okay, that's huge. And I do ask all of my guests who come on the show a question, so I'm gonna ask you the same. I'm just wondering, Joey Porkchopz, from everything you've been through, from growing up in Queens to coming to Boston, going to Philly, starting your comedy, et cetera, everything in between. What does it mean to you to be an old soul in a young world, or just in general, like the concept of a soul? What does that mean to you?
So an old soul in a young world. It's just, you basically can see through all the bullshit at the end of the day. It's like you could, it's, I don't know. Sometimes this is like, being from New York, I feel like everybody's a schemer. Everybody's trying to get ahead. So you have to be sharp because you're swimming with sharks. So when you're an old soul, it's like kind of like, it's like child's play. Like you look at people sometimes as little kids.
Yeah.
Or cats. You ever play with a cat?
Yeah.
You make them chase the thing around? Yeah, it's basically what I feel. I do sometimes.
Okay. I feel that. But I think, just to relate it, I don't want to stereotypically keep going back to the Italian, but like the traditional values. I feel like also when you're like an old soul, it's like you do kind of have those set of values instilled in you at a young age, where you can carry it through, whether it's through your comedy or self-belief or whatever, but something where you can bet on yourself. You know what I mean? And no matter what that world around you, no matter how crazy it gets, no matter how much it changes, we talked about change, you'll always be you, and you'll always be unique, and there'll never be anybody else like you.
Might be close, but
Maybe we'll cut close, but be really hard to replicate.
nah, it's it's just like you said, it's you being you. That's really what it is, I'm always on. Like right now it's like we're a little more like on a, but if we were like just hanging out, like you seem like we met like at all the in Boston events.
Yeah, you were mad funny.
Yeah, because this is me being me. Like
Yeah.
that, like that's my element.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like people that like
Yeah.
I get to just have fun, just be funny. Like I'm trying to I'm not trying, but I'm like I'm not trying to be serious at all. Like ever. Like my whole life is dictated by fun. If it's not fun, I'm probably not gonna do it. It's just how I am.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm like that. Like, it's all about fun for me.
And honestly, that's how you stay young in your mind, in your body, in your soul. No matter how old your age gets or whatever, like mentally how you think about yourself and how you perceive yourself, like you're gonna live to be like 200 years old. You feel me?
Only the good die young.
You're like, don't curse me.
Only the good die young. Should make it to like 500.
I do want to give you the opportunity though. Do you want to let any of our, entrepreneurs, young comedians, young artists listening in, give them any advice or any last words, from Joey Porkchopz?
Get that money. Yeah, don't let anybody deter you from your path. If you believe something, believe it. People will never see your vision. It's your vision. They won't get it. And they're never going to get it until you make it. And then they're going to be like, oh, that's my friend. Meanwhile, they're the ones like, bro, you can't do this. You can't do that. You can't. But then you do it, right? Because people always wish for things. I wish I had money. I wish I lost weight. I wish I had a nice car. Well, go the fuck out and get it. Right? I wish all the time I hit the lotto. I don't spend a fucking quarter on lotto. Right? I'm like, I wish I win the lotto. Because I don't really care if I did it or not.
Correct.
I don't really wish it. If I did, I would go play every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's how I am. I'm a doer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I do.
Yep.
So just do, keep doing, and fuck everybody.
Period. Y'all heard that?
That's it.
Do you, don't listen to anybody else. That's it, 100%. You heard it from the one and only Joey Porkchopz. And when he's up there on the big screen doing his big thing, make sure y'all are supporting, checking him out, showing love. Even before that, like, you know what I mean? It's when you see someone genuinely and it's like, you're not famous yet, but in my eyes, like, you're spiritually famous. You know what I'm saying? You've already accepted yourself. You've already come to terms with who you want to be, who you are, and the mission that you're going to complete in this lifetime. Limited life left. You're going to keep going on your fucking journey and not listening to any of the naysayers who are haters, who are trolls, who are trying to bring you down. There's no reason. So if anybody could say it, if Joey can say it, if I can say it, you can do it. It's not about speaking. It's about movement. 100%, always. Can you let the peoples know where they can find you on socials, where they can follow you, check you out, find your amazing content, comedy, etc., all the platforms?
Absolutely. First off, you don't follow me. I follow you.
Period.
That's number one. All right? What do you think this is? The fuck out of here. No, but you can check me out at Porkchopz Comedy. Don't forget, I'm fucked up as a person, so it's chops with a Z, right? It's Porkchopz, CHOPZ Comedy, right? And that's on everything. So, YouTube for regular people, who are not allowed to have social media, check me out on YouTube. Facebook, if you're like 60 or better, check me out. Instagram for middle-aged people, and if you're teenagers that like weird shit and do fucked up things, follow me on TikTok. You know?
Period.
That's how that goes.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much, Joey. Appreciate having you on
It's
here.
awesome being here.
You're literally already in the making for a long time of being in your journey to get to that success point, whatever that personal success is to you. Like we said, perspective is everything. So that's different to everyone. Joey's success isn't my success, isn't your success, which is the most you could take out of the show today. Be an individual, be unique. He spells Porkchopz with a Z because he is an individual. He doesn't need to be like anyone. He doesn't need to follow anyone. Well, you said you're a follower.
But here's another thing, too. You can be part of our success. You can be. And in a good way, right? If you follow, support, well, supporting's for pussies. But if you follow us, share our stuff, like, comment,
Don't be
engage.
afraid to reach out.
Right. Like, I feel like people, I support you. They're never really there for the right reasons. So, like, that's why I hate them in that support thing. But if you're there and you follow us on this journey and you're there with us every step of the way, we do this because of you. And I wouldn't be here or be able to do what I do without you. So you could always be there for me. I'll be here.
Woo! We just one big family over here. One big Italian family. You feel me? Shout out.
Let's spread the love.
Can we cheers on that? Can we end on that?
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm dry, but like we'll still cheers.
Yeah, me too.
Hey. But you know, everybody, thank you for tuning in again this week with our amazing guest, Joey Porkchopz. Again, follow him on all platforms, all social media. He has a big movie in the works that's going to be coming out. You don't want to miss it. Doing huge things, investing in himself, investing his time, investing in his comedy. But in the midst of it, never stopping to be a good person and never stopping not giving a fuck, which is a huge key I took from today. You have to not listen to anyone around you and listen to whatever is in your, whether it's a lazy heart or a motivated spirit. Just keep it moving, keep it going, and stop talking about it and start doing. That should be like a Nike fucking right there. Like, hire me, Nike. Anyways, follow Joey Porkchopz, y'all. And make sure you tune in with me next week for another motivational guest on Old Soul Young World with your host, Jessie Ellie. Hey, Old Soul Young. Let's go. Boom, 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 boom.
I like doing this.
I like all the
I
whole
love the
time.
guys.
Every time he did, he was like.
Every time I was